Avoid these 5 common PCOS checkups. They might be keeping you sick and stressed. Are you tired of that feeling of anxiety that settles in the moment you wake up? That internal checklist you run before your feet even hit the floor, scanning your body for new symptoms, checking your chin, your skin, your stomach, feeling that familiar dread of what you might find. Are you exhausted from the constant vigilance, the feeling that you are at war with your own reflection, desperately trying to manage a body that feels unpredictable and chaotic? It is a lonely and painful way to live, analyzing every meal, every mood, every twinge, wondering if you are doing enough or if you are doing everything wrong. The good news, the truly profound and liberating news, is that the path to peace and hormonal balance may not be found in another restrictive diet, a more grueling workout, or a new specialist. The path to true healing, as ancient monks and wisdom traditions have taught for millennia, comes from a profound shift in perspective, a change in the way we relate to our bodies and our minds. In today's video, we are not going to discuss another list of foods to avoid. Instead, we are revealing the 5 hidden mental checkups that are trapping you in a cycle of stress, anxiety, and inflammation, and how to gently lay down this burden to finally find the peace you have been searching for. So stick around, because you don't want to miss this compassionate approach that might just be the key to unlocking a stillness and healing you perhaps thought was impossible. Before we begin this journey together, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to share any thoughts you have, or just to say hello. And if you are seeking a gentler way to manage your health, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip from Sacred Women's Health. First, let's talk about the most common checkup of all, the one we perform, perhaps hundreds of times a day, without even realizing the toll it is taking. Before we dive into these habits, it is so important that you hear this. If you do these things, you are not broken, and it is not your fault. You are not doing PCOS wrong. Living with a chronic condition like polycystic ovary syndrome is living with uncertainty. Your body can feel like a stranger, unpredictable, and sometimes frightening. These mental checkups, this constant scanning and analyzing, are a perfectly human response to fear. They are the mind's desperate attempt to find control in a situation that feels uncontrollable. It's the monkey mind, as Buddhist teachings call it, jumping from branch to branch, seeking certainty, seeking safety. But this search, this grasping for control, has become the source of a secondary, and perhaps even more damaging, layer of suffering. We are told to listen to our bodies, but for many of us, that has transformed into a state of hypervigilance and anxious interrogation of every sensation. This vigilance sends a constant, low-grade signal of danger to your nervous system. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real external threat and the threat of your own anxious thoughts about your health. The result is the same. Cortisol, the stress hormone, floods your system. And as we know, chronic cortisol is gasoline on the fire of PCOS, disrupting blood sugar, worsening insulin resistance, and increasing androgen production. You are not alone in this. Thousands, millions of women are trapped in this same cycle. We are here today to validate that struggle and to offer a softer place to land, a way to calm the waters, not by fighting the storm, but by learning to anchor ourselves in compassion. The first mental habit we must gently bring into the light is what I call the obsessive symptom scan. This is the ritual, perhaps performed the moment you wake up, or when you pass a mirror, or in the quiet moments before sleep. It's the meticulous, anxious scanning of your body. You check your chin and jawline for new hairs. You lean close to the mirror, cataloging every pore, every new blemish on your skin. You stand sideways, analyzing the curve of your stomach, judging its flatness or its bloat. You run your hands through your hair, counting the strands that come loose in your fingers. Each scan is a microburst of fear, a silent prayer of please, not today. This habit, which feels like diligence, which feels like you are staying on top of things, is actually feeding the very suffering you are trying to escape. In Buddhist philosophy, this is a form of aversion. We are so afraid of the symptoms that we compulsively check for them, and this very act of checking, this intense focus on the symptom, amplifies its emotional weight. You are training your brain to see yourself not as a whole, complete person, but as a collection of problems to be solved. This constant negative feedback loop keeps your body in a fight or flight state. Can you really heal when your own gaze is a source of stress? Can your hormones find balance when your mind is perpetually at war with your reflection? But how can ignoring my symptoms possibly help me? You might ask. Surely I need to know what's happening? This is the beautiful paradox and the core of monk-like wisdom. We are not practicing ignorance. We are practicing non-identification. You are not your acne. You are not your hair loss. You are not your bloating. You are the vast, conscious, beautiful awareness observing these things. The practice here is mindfulness. The next time you catch yourself in the act of scanning, and you will, the goal is not to shame yourself for it. The goal is to simply, gently notice. You can say internally, there is the mind, scanning again. It is trying to protect me. Thank you, mind. And then you redirect. Instead of inspecting your body from the outside, try inhabiting your body from the inside. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the air enter your lungs. Place a hand on your heart and feel its steady beat. You shift from judgment to presence. You are not ignoring the symptom. You are just refusing to give it the power to define your entire reality. This single shift from anxious inspection to gentle inhabitation can be the first, most profound step in lowering cortisol and allowing your body the safety it needs to begin regulating itself. But that's just the beginning. Releasing our grip on the physical symptoms is a powerful first step, but the next checkup is perhaps even more toxic because it doesn't just involve us. It involves everyone else. May I ask you something? How many times have you felt completely alone, not understanding what is happening with your body, as if no one around you could truly comprehend the depth of this struggle? How many times have you scrolled through social media or walked through a park and felt a profound sense of isolation, as if everyone else received a manual for living that you somehow missed? I know how much that hurts, and I want you to hear this, truly hear this. You are not alone in this fight. Your pain is valid, and it is shared by so many of us, even when it feels invisible. If you feel this, if you have ever felt this wave of isolation in your PCOS journey, please leave a comment below saying, I understand this struggle. Write it exactly like that. It's not just a comment. It's a signal to every other woman reading this. Your message might be the one thing that gives strength to another woman who is feeling that same loneliness right now and desperately needs to know she is not the only one. This brings us directly to the second destructive habit, the comparison checkup. This is the endless, heartbreaking scroll. It's opening Instagram and immediately being flooded with images of PCOS success stories. Women with perfect skin, flat stomachs, and captions about how they cured themselves. It's looking at friends, family, or even strangers on the street and feeling that sharp pang of envy, that why not me feeling. This, in Buddhist teachings, is the absolute root of dukkha, or suffering. Comparison is the thief of joy, but in the context of chronic health, it is also the thief of healing. When your mind is constantly measuring your body, your progress, and your life against an idealized, often illusory, benchmark, you are living in a perpetual state of lack. You are telling your nervous system over and over that you are not good enough, not healing fast enough, not enough. This internal narrative of scarcity and failure is again a profound source of stress. It fuels the anxiety and desperation that can lead us to make rash, unsustainable choices, jumping from one extreme diet to the next, searching for that quick fix that will make us like them. But isn't it good to find inspiration in others? you might wonder? This is a critical distinction. Inspiration is different from comparison. Inspiration feels expansive, hopeful, and warm. It lights you up and makes you feel capable. Comparison feels tight, judgmental, and cold. It makes you feel small and defeated. One is rooted in abundance, the other in scarcity. The practical application here is twofold. First, you must become a compassionate curator of your own digital space. It is an act of profound self-care to unfollow accounts that trigger this feeling of comparison and lack. Your peace is more important than their follower count. Second, we can practice mudita, or sympathetic joy. This is a radical, transformative practice. The next time you see someone who has something you desire, be it clear skin, a pregnancy, or just a look of peace, your mind's habit will be to contract in envy. Instead, consciously pause, take a breath, and in your mind, wish them well. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. It may feel forced at first, but what you are doing is retraining your brain. You are transforming the poison of envy into the medicine of compassion. This not only frees you from the suffering of comparison, but also helps cultivate a genuine sense of abundance. Your healing journey is yours alone. It has no timeline and no competitor. Letting go of comparison is a profound step toward peace. But even if we stop comparing ourselves to others, there is a deep internal checkup that keeps us locked in the past, questioning the very fairness of our existence. This third habit is the why me checkup. This is the obsessive rumination, the agonizing mental loop that plays over and over, asking, what did I do to deserve this? Why is this happening to me? It's not fair. This is the mind getting stuck in the groove of resentment and victimhood. It's a completely understandable place to be. It is unfair. It is difficult. No one would choose this. But remaining in this mental state is like drinking poison and expecting the world to change. This constant questioning keeps you anchored to the past, to the injustice of it all. What we resist persists. Buddhist wisdom teaches the profound concept of acceptance. Now, this is crucial. Acceptance is not the same as resignation. Acceptance does not mean you are giving up, that you are okay with being sick, or that you will stop trying to feel better. Acceptance is simply the courageous act of acknowledging the reality of what is right now, in this moment, without adding the secondary, optional layer of suffering, the layer of it shouldn't be this way. The why me loop is pure resistance, and this resistance keeps your body in a state of perceived crisis, a state of internal battle. You cannot heal a body. You are fundamentally at war with. Acceptance is the peace treaty. Does accepting it mean I'm giving up on getting better? Absolutely not. It is the exact opposite. Acceptance is the fertile ground from which all true, sustainable action grows. When you stop wasting precious energy fighting reality, you liberate that energy. You can then use it to nourish your reality. The practical application here is a practice of radical acceptance. The next time the why me thought arises, and it will, the first step is to just label it without judgment. Ah, there is the why me story. Don't fight the thought. Just see it, then gently, compassionately pivot. Instead of why me, ask a different question. Given that this is my reality right now, what is one small, kind thing I can do for my body? This simple shift moves you instantly from the disempowered past, victimhood, to the empowered present, action. Maybe the answer is drink a glass of water, stretch for 5 minutes, or take 3 deep breaths. You have taken your power back from the unanswerable question. Before we continue, if this information is helping you find a little more peace and a new perspective, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss any of our upcoming tips on this gentle, compassionate path to wellness. Accepting our present reality is crucial, but the mind is tricky. It will often jump from resisting the past to desperately trying to control the future, which leads us directly to the next exhausting checkup, This fourth habit is the instant fix checkup. This is the desperate, frantic search for the magic bullet. It's the late-night Googling, the buying of every supplement you see advertised, the jumping from paleo to keto to vegan in the span of a few months, the constant hunt for that one doctor, that one protocol, that one missing piece that will finally cure you. This endless search is rooted in what Buddhism calls tanha, or craving. It's the deep-seated belief that your happiness, your health, and your peace are outside of you. They are in the next bottle, the next book, or the next program. This mentality keeps you in a state of perpetual anxiety and dissatisfaction. It drains your finances, your energy, and your hope, because nothing ever lives up to the promise of being the one. It also prevents you from ever finding what truly works, because it stops you from practicing the most powerful medicines we have: patience and consistency. Monks and wisdom teachers all point to the middle way. Healing is not found in the extremes. It is not found in frantic, desperate action. It is found in balance, in moderation, and in the slow, steady, unglamorous practice of daily nourishment. But aren't supplements and diets helpful for PCOS? Of course, many of them are incredibly supportive, but they are tools, not saviors. When we approach them with the desperate energy of the instant fix checkup, we give away our power to them. We expect them to do the work for us. And when they don't deliver a miracle in 3 days, we discard them and resume the frantic search, believing we failed, or it failed. The application here is to commit to this middle way. Choose one or two simple, nourishing practices. Perhaps it's adding a gentle walk to your day. Perhaps it's focusing on adding more vegetables to your plate. Perhaps it's a simple meditation practice. And then, commit to them with compassion, not perfection. Focus on the process, not the immediate result. The healing is in the doing, in the daily act of showing up for yourself, not in the fluctuating number on the scale or the symptom you see in the mirror. You must be willing to be patient, to let the healing unfold in its own time. We've learned to release our grip on the physical symptoms, on comparison, on the past, and on the future. But there is one final checkup that binds all of these together, the one that acts as the judge and the jury for every single action we take. The fifth and final habit, the one that is perhaps the most insidious, is the guilt checkup. This is the internal voice of the critic, the judge that analyzes every single thing you ate, every workout you missed, every moment of rest you took. It's the voice that, when a symptom flares up, immediately whispers, "This is your fault. You ate that sugar. You skipped your yoga. You didn't try hard enough. You deserve this." This mental habit is a profound form of self-aggression. In Buddhist practice, metta, loving kindness, and karuna, compassion, are not just nice ideas. They are considered essential practices for healing and liberation. And this compassion must be extended, first and foremost, to yourself. Blaming yourself for a symptom of a complex metabolic and endocrine disorder is as illogical and as cruel as blaming a flower for wilting in a drought. It doesn't help. It only hurts. This self-blame, this guilt, is a profound source of internal stress. It is once again a direct signal to your nervous system that you are unsafe, that you are under attack this time from yourself. This stress, as we now know so deeply, is a primary driver of PCOS symptoms. You are, quite literally, making yourself sicker with your own guilt. But if I don't hold myself accountable, you might ask, won't I just give up and eat junk food all day? This is the great misunderstanding of our culture. We have confused accountability with guilt. They are not the same. Guilt is a judgmental, shaming, past-focused emotion. It says, I am a bad person because I did that. Single quotes accountability is a gentle, non-judgmental, present-focused observation. It says, oops, I ate something that did not make my body feel good. I will note that information and use it to make a different choice next time because I want to feel well. One leads to shame and secrecy. The other leads to learning and empowerment. The practice here is active self-compassion. The next time you eat something you shouldn't have, or the next time you have a flare-up, I want you to try this. Literally place your hand on your heart. Feel the warmth. Take a deep breath and speak to yourself, silently or out loud, as you would a struggling child or a dear friend. You are having a really hard time right now. This is difficult. You are doing the very best you can with the resources you have. You are worthy of love and kindness, especially in this moment. This is not an indulgence. It is a neurological necessity. You are actively soothing your own nervous system, lowering cortisol, and creating the internal environment of safety and love that is required for your body to heal. We have walked a long and gentle path today, from the anxiety of the symptom scan to the peace of self-compassion. We've seen how these 5 mental checkups are not helping us manage PCOS, but are instead keeping us trapped in a cycle of stress and suffering. If you made it this far, it means you are truly searching for answers, for relief, and for a deep, abiding hope. This channel was created exactly for that. It was created to help you understand your body, to regain a sense of control, not through force, but through gentleness, and to find solutions that actually work by integrating the wisdom of the heart with the needs of the body. You are not alone here. You are never alone in this. We are building a safe space, a community where women just like you can find support, understanding, and real, compassionate information that makes a difference. This journey isn't about fighting a war against PCOS. It's about finding peace with PCOS. If this is the kind of guidance, the kind of sanctuary you've been looking for, please subscribe now and turn on the notifications. Every video we create is another step toward a healthier, a happier, and a more profoundly peaceful you.